So, you think you need a whole movie to get a good scare? What if I told you that a truly terrifying horror story, one that really gets under your skin, could be told in just a single sentence? No jump scares, no special effects, just a few well-chosen words. Well, today we're going to break down one of those sentences, a viral masterpiece of horror that does exactly that.
Okay, so the story is originally in Hindi, and its real power isn't just how chilling and simple it is. Let me give you the direct translation. It goes like this. At 2:45 a.m., Ria got a call from her mom. "Come down quickly, I'm standing outside." Ria replied, "But Mom, you're sleeping upstairs, right?" From behind her, the door opened by itself, and the call disconnected.
Chilling, right? I mean, it just leaves you with that awful, sinking feeling in your gut. But why? How does one little sentence manage to do what entire movies sometimes can't seem to pull off? That's the big question we're going to unpack together right now.
All right, so first up, a call in the night. Let's start deconstructing the terror here. The horror kicks off by taking something incredibly safe and familiar, a call from your mom, and twisting it into a legitimate threat.
I mean, think about it. We all get calls from our parents. It's totally normal. It's routine. By starting in this place of absolute safety, the story makes us feel comfortable. We can relate to Ria. We feel that sense of normalcy, which makes it so much more jarring and effective when that safety gets completely shattered.
So now let's get into the second part, the anatomy of a scare. We're going to look at exactly how this story builds its tension. You can actually break this one sentence down into 4 distinct beats, and each one just cranks up the fear a little bit more.
Okay, so first you have the setting, 2:45 a.m. It's the middle of the night, a time when we all feel the most vulnerable. Second, you get the contradiction. The voice on the phone says it's her mom, outside. But Ria knows her mom is inside sleeping. Third, the realization. Ria actually says it out loud, making the impossible situation feel real and concrete. And then bam, the climax. 2 things happen at the exact same time. The door creaks open on its own, and the voice on the phone is just gone. The pacing is just masterful.
So this is the real heart of the horror, right? It's this psychological conflict, what she hears versus what she knows to be true. Her senses are telling her one thing, but her grip on reality is telling her something completely different. This is a direct attack on our brain's ability to figure out what's real. It's this deep, unsettling feeling. Who do you trust in that moment? Your ears or your own mind? The thing on the phone is preying on that exact conflict.
All right, section 3, the legend of the Chudal. Now, for anyone who grew up with South Asian folklore, this story hits on a whole other level. See, the original source for this story is actually titled Call Wali Chudal, which translates to the phone call witch, and that points to a very, very specific type of evil spirit.
So what is a Chudal? Well, she's this absolutely terrifying figure in folklore. We're not talking about your average ghost here. Her entire method, her whole MO, is built on deception. She is famous for being able to perfectly mimic the voice or even the appearance of someone you love and trust, all to lure you into a trap. So for the story's intended audience, the second that phone rings, the alarm bells are already going off.
And this just perfectly illustrates why this specific monster is so brilliant for this story. The Chudal is a master of mimicry. She targets people when they're isolated and vulnerable, just like Ria, all alone at 2:45 in the morning. And she preys on the most sacred thing there is, the trust between a child and a parent. This isn't just some random spooky tale. It's tapping directly into generations of cultural fear.
And that brings us to our final section, the unfinished terror. This is all about the story's ending, or really, its lack of one. The true genius here is understanding the power of ambiguity.
The call just cuts off. The door is open, and the story stops cold. It never shows us the monster. It never tells us what happened to Raya, and that is precisely why it's so scary. Because the most terrifying things are always the ones we create in our own minds. The story gives us the setup and then forces our imagination to fill in the awful blanks.
We are left with one massive, unanswered question. What was behind that door? And by leaving that resolution completely blank, the fear doesn't just end when the sentence does. No way. Your brain keeps trying to solve the puzzle, and in doing so, it keeps the horror alive and kicking, long after you've read it.
So, what's the big takeaway from all this? That horror doesn't always need a huge budget or a long runtime. Sometimes, all it really takes is the perfect combination of words to exploit our most basic fears: the dark, the unknown,
and the betrayal of trust. It leaves me with one final question for you. The next time your phone rings late at night, will you answer?